Happy Saturday, stampers and paper crafters. This is Facebook Live number 381. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. I have 5 cards for you today. And this was from my stamp camp that I had done yesterday. So, the stamp camp was supposed to be last weekend, but I was sick. I think I had COVID. And the reason why I think that is because I had a temperature of 102.8 last weekend, and my husband's been in the hospital since Sunday with COVID. So I think I had it. And I had a few days off, and then before that, I had the norovirus. And then now I have a sinus infection, so that's why I kind of sound funny. So that's why I've been kind of non-existent doing the Facebook Lives recently. So we're going to try it today. All right, so I'm going to put you down at the table. If you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away, and I'll let you know when I'm done messing around with the camera. All right, so hold on. So hopefully everybody has been able to stay well and healthy. As for me in my house, and plus my husband's had pneumonia, along with having the norovirus and COVID. So I think the only thing we haven't had is the flu. That's been going around. So let's keep it that way. So, all right, I'm going to put some light on the subject. It is very snowy here in Minnesota, and I think we've had probably about 3 inches from what I can tell from everybody's cars. I think, is that good? Let me know if you could see this well enough. I think I might be squished in a little too much, so maybe see my surface a little bit better. Okay. All right, let me know if you can hear me good. If I'm, I normally don't sound like this, but hopefully I'm not going to have a coughing fit. I think I'm straight. All right, so there's my work surface. Okay, good. So again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an independent, I have a Instagram page at Stampin' for Joy. There are several cards that I have yet to upload to that just because, again, me being sick. So I'm going to show some things. All right, so this is from Facebook Live number 378. So if you wish to go back and see this card being made, you can check that out. So again, that was Facebook Live number 378. So I haven't put that on Instagram yet. This is Facebook Live number 380 using the terrific Toadstools and the Toadstool Gardens Celebration paper. And so if you wish to go back and check that out, go ahead. And the last one I haven't updated yet was Facebook Live number 379. This is using the Fruit Salad Celebration paper and also heat embossing. So, and also a new stamp set from the Celebration brochure. And I forget what the name is called, but I don't have it directly spotted. Oh, called Day to Celebrate. There we go. So there's 2 celebration items. So those are the ones that I haven't updated yet to my Facebook Live. My Instagram page. So you can go back and look at the Facebook Lives to see how they are made. Stampinforjoy.stampinup.net is my online website. And you can place your orders there using the host code at K2W2PPES. And that host code is for any order that is under $150. When your order is over $150, don't use that host code. penguinsd33@outlook.com is my email address. So if you do not have the current catalog, I would be happy to send you one out if you are not working with another demonstrator. And that is the annual catalog. This is the celebration brochure. And then we have the spring mini catalog. And so for every $60 that you purchase in my online store between these two catalogs, you get to receive something out of this celebration brochure for free. And so for every $60, that's a level 1. You could pick out anything in here. And then a level 2 is for $120. So you could pick a level 1 for $60, or 2 level 60s for $180. So or you could pick a level 2. So it's your choice. But that's not the only place where you can purchase products from. You can also go into the scrapbooking workshop brochure. Now this is only online, and that is because Stampin' Up! Had to very quickly put a publication together, but only online, because Stampin' Up! Helped out the makers, which are now Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, from Close to My Heart that closed down. And so Stampin' Up! Brought them into the fold and now is offering scrapbooking products. And because that happened so quickly, Stampin' Up! Wasn't able to actually get a publication printed. So this is in online, and I printed it. So this workshop kit is just, brochure is a lot of new products that are for scrapbookers and as well as card makers. So that's also available to add to your sales to receive free product. Now, other places that you can go is in the online exclusives. Now, these are products that do not have a publication at all, and so they are available only online. And Stampin' Up! Has done this just because it's a lot easier to go in and put some new product out without having to put artwork out and have it produced. And then, so this is a very great way to add new product throughout the year without having to get a new publication printed. So check out that. Also, the Last Chance products. The Last Chance products are right now going on, and it's been added to. And so what's happening is things that were not going to go forward into the new publications are on the Last Chance products. And what that means, it's something, say, like from the Holiday Mini Catalog. Those things have been, or online exclusives that are getting close to their ending date. So not a date, but really Stampin' Up's not going to order more products. So those are going to go on the Last Chance products list. And then what they're going to do is once they are done, they're going to go on the discontinued list. And when they're on the discontinued list, they're not going to be restocked. So the Last Chance products also have discounts. So those products can also be added into your shopping cart, and your total sales that will help your sales get into the $60 for free. Now, also, Stampin' Up! Introduced new products. Now, these are products that are available in a publication right now or in the online store that Stampin' Up! Is adding as celebration items. Because if you've placed multiple orders and you've received free product through the celebration brochure, now is a good time. Right now, you might have everything you want out of the celebration brochure. So Stampin' Up! Offers product to customers as additional celebration items. So if you're interested in the Paradise Planter stamp set, that's $60, okay? So is the Celebration Beautiful Butterflies. Now, this is in the Spring Mini Catalog. The Celebration Natural Botanical Photopolymer stamp set, that is available. Now, these numbers are the numbers that you have to use in order for them to show up as free. Now, do not use the normal codes because then it won't show up. Now, the Celebration Alphabet a la Mode dies, these are really cool. These are $60 for free. So when you have a subtotal order that is $60, you could choose that as your free item. Celebration Trusty Tools, the Celebration Bee Builder Kit. Now this, Bee Builder Punch. Now there's a really cute Bee Builder bundle that this goes with. So you could get the stamp set and then get that Bee Builder Punch for free. The Happy Labels Pick a Punch, that is free with a $60 purchase. The Happy Houseplants Kit, that is a kit that's put together by you, and it's free with a $60 purchase. Again, with the Hooray for Honeycomb, that's a kit. This beautiful ribbon, which is gold and navy. The gold is glittered, so it's really pretty. And the Celebration Brush Brass Butterflies. Try saying that twice. Now, that's free with a $60 purchase. So, in addition to this brochure, Stampin' Up! Offered those items. So, let's get going with today's cards. Now, first of all, I just want to tell you that I am, with a bunch of other demonstrators, putting on an event February 22nd. So you're going to want to grab the registration form and fill that out. It's in St. Paul, Minnesota, Highland Park. And we've done this many times. You get to go away with 16 cards once you register. Now, this card is one of my cards that you will be making. And so this is a fun fold. Now, this part right here is not the fun fold. There's more to this card, but this is all you're going to see. This is a little sneak peek of one of the cards that you're going to be able to make. And so you get a baggie. And so go to this stampinevent.com and register. Check that out. And it's in a few weeks, so you're going to want to get your name registered for that. So let's check that out. All right, so what I did is, for my stamp camp, is I got out, I basically prepped everything ready for this card. Okay, so this is card number 1. This is the Friendly Seagulls. This is free stamp set that is available as part of the celebration offerings. So if you do not have this stamp set, you're going to want it because it's just so cute. And so when you come to my stamp camp, everything is cut and ready to go. I do not give dimensions for my stamp camps when I do a Facebook Live with that. So I'm going to take a baggie and we're going to play with this and we're going to make this card. Okay, so what I did for my guests is I had that available. And so I had them stamp everything here. And so we're going to stamp that. And we're going to put everything together using Friendly Seagulls. And we're also going to be using, oops, I'm sorry, Bert. I almost ran my cat over. We're going to be using the, now where did I put it? I could have sworn I had that sitting out here. The Designer Series paper from, okay, I guess I don't have it sitting right here. Let's see. All right, I'll show it to you later. I don't know where. Oh, I know where we're at. Okay, so we're using this designer series paper. It's in the annual catalog, and it's called Country Woods, and it is a 12 by 12 designer series paper, and it's all wood themed. And this paper, I've used it a lot in my stamp camps and my Facebook Lives. So you can go back and check it out if you wish. And absolutely love this paper. Okay. All right, so there's that. So let's get stamping. We're going to have to use our stamp and cut and emboss machine. And so we're going to be using Crumb Cake, ink pad, and then the Misty Moonlight ink pad. And now I have all my birds on here. Now I was running out of blocks, so I had to kind of maneuver things around so that we could stamp things up. So I'm gonna kind of take blocks, and as soon as I can get them finished, I'll take them off, put them in the stamp set so I could have blocks for other things. Okay, so this needs to be cleaned out so I could use it. And so I'm going to grab my, this is the Take Your Pick tool. And I have the die brush, which is on the Take Your Pick tool. I actually have 2 of them. So when you get the die brush, it comes with this foam mat. And I keep my foam mat in this container. So then that way, I had a cat that was fond of anything that had, what's the word, foam. And so he would take that and he would hide it and then chew on it. And when I moved, I still was not able to find one of the things that he took from me. So I just basically leave it like this, close this up, and then I'll be able to use this again. So, but anyways, I have 2 Take Your Pick tools. So then that way I just don't have to keep on maneuvering that in and out. Okay, and then we're also going to use the Pool Party color ink pad. So first of all, I'm going to take my birds, and seeing as how I have them already on this block, I might as well just ink them all up at the same time. And hopefully, there we go. And we're going to be using our Stampin' Blends. And because I am using photopolymer, I am going to grab my silicone mat, or sorry, my Stampin' Pearson mat. And then that way I will have a nice foam. And then that way it will help me get a good stamped image. Okay, so I'm going to clean that off. And this way, my Stampin' Pearson, oh, sorry, words are hard today. This is my Simply Chamois. And my Simply Chamois is, I cut mine in 4, just because that way I can have multiple stations, and then everybody has something to clean. And this is in a stamp case, so I just keep this, and then I rinse it out until it runs clear, and then I'm able to use it again. All right, so I got a little water right there, so I don't want that. All right, so I'm gonna stamp my birds, and then there's other things that I need to stamp. So this is what I did, is I gave this, I had this sitting out, so then that way they knew what colors they needed to color things. And we're going to have to cut out the fish and the fries, okay? So again, we're going to grab the Memento, because we're using the Stampin' Blends. We want to use the Memento ink. So I'm going to stamp this over here. And, oh, that turned out very nice. Okay. And then also, because today is a Facebook Live, I am going to pick 5 different winners to receive the cards today. So like this is card number 1. So what I'm going to do is after, and I have a lot of winners to pick just because of me being sick for several weeks. I need to get caught up and get everything caught up. And plus the event coming up in a couple weeks, I have to get ready for that. So I got a lot going on. But anyways, if your name is picked for number 1, I am going to take your name out. But how you get entered is if you leave a comment, and that gets your name entered. If you do a heart and a thumbs up, so like my videos, so that gets your name entered into the video for the drawings. And then if you, let's see, share this on your timeline, that gets your name entered 2 times. So that helps me out a lot. And so we're just going to stamp that like that. Okay, so now that we're done stamping, we could go back in and start coloring. And I'm just going to clean that off. And we'll do that. Okay. Now, we're not done stamping, but we're stamping with this. So then that way I can color. So what we could do is go in and stamp the greeting and on the inside of the card. So we're going to move this off just for a moment. Okay. And I'm going to take these off their blocks because then I can reuse these blocks for cards coming up. I'm going to need this one. And I'm done with the fishies. And I'm going to need the seashells. So we're going to need that still. And we're going to need the birds. And the inside of the card we're going to need. So I'm just trying to keep everything organized. Okay. So when you got your card pack, you got the background. Okay. This is the actual card. I've colored these gems already for you. Then you have a piece of the basic white that we're going to die cut. This is the card for the inside. And this is going to be our sand. And we're going to decorate the front of the card with this designer series paper. And so that's going to go like that. But we're going to use some product that I'm going to go and grab because we used it all up at the stamp camp. So I want to grab a new piece. So let me get that. Okay, so this is called the Stampin' Up! Masking Paper, and it is very sticky, and I really, really like it. So what it does is it comes with a piece down the side. So this piece you just rip off, okay? And I'm actually going to keep it because I'm going to reuse this piece just because it's not going to... for the part that we're going to be needing it, we're just going to be needing a little bit. So I'm going to reuse this piece and keep that money going. I don't need to throw it away. So because it's very sticky, I'm actually going to just attach it to my the front of my sweatshirt for just a few seconds. Okay. So then that way it's not so sticky. And so what we're going to do is we're going to create, hi Pauline, welcome. We're going to create a barrier, okay? And because I have cats, it gets kind of fuzzy. So make sure when you put this on, see, if you don't do what I did with my sleeve, it gets, it can rip up your cardstock. It can kind of injure it and pull it up a little bit. And so I want it I don't want to do that. So that looks a little kittywampus, so we're going to just move that again. We're going to keep trying until I like it. We're just going to get, actually, if I would use my, there we go, my mat, and then line this up with my grid paper, then we're not going to be as crooked. There we go. Oops. Okay. All right. I'm going to take off my sweatshirt. I'm getting warm right now. All right. So maybe if I take it this way and put that down, I'm trying to make it so it's not crooked. So this is my stamp camp that I did yesterday, and we had a great time. We had a bottle of wine, and okay, I am going to use this on my mat. It's a slippery surface. There we go. And I don't want it to move on me. Now I think we're pretty straight. And if it's not, oh well. Okay, so now we're good. Let's say what we're doing is we're going to take our blending brush and we're going to create a little bit of... All right, so we're going to take crumb cake, and we're going to take our blending brush, and we're going to tap off, okay? And we're going to come over here, and sorry for the shaking of the table. But we're going to give this a little bit of interest on the inside of the card. And this is, and my friend yesterday when she came over, she said she really, really liked this. And it's cheap. And I'm just going to take it and I'm going to kind of splatter it a little bit because I want it to look like sand. And then you just tear this off. Okay. And I'm just going to go put back that piece that I ripped off. And so I'm just going to put this back in my, so I could still use this as my masking paper for another project. So just because I used it once doesn't mean I have to throw it away yet. So that one's done, okay? And it can make your, your money move a little further. So then we're going to take that, and these are the seashells, and we're just going to kind of, in that area, we're going to kind of move this around a little bit and put seashells on our sand like that, and a little bit more right there. And so we gave a little bit for the inside of the card. Isn't that cool? All right, so then now, seeing as how we got that open, well, first of all, let's close this up for a second and do our greeting for the inside. Might as well finish the inside of the card. And so the inside of the card is going to say, I love you more than, and then we're going to have the little pocket of French fries hanging out right next to it. But we got to color those and cut that out. Allow that ink to transfer. Okay, so that's where that's going to sit. All right, and then now I think we're done with the black, because now we have to go back in and color everything. So we might as well attach this to the Misty Moonlight piece. Okay. And that's going to go right there. Give that a nice border. Okay, and then might as well just seeing as how we're going. This here is the same piece, but I wanted to give that Misty Moonlight a little bit more on the back side there. So we're going to add that to the front of our card. I almost put it exactly right in the spot where I needed it to be. Okay, so I wanted equal distance all the way around. Okay, and then now we're going to put this on. I really love this wood paper. I hope that it will move over to the next catalog because I love it so much. I love the colors. Oh man, darn it, darn it, darn it. I knew I shouldn't have done that. All right, quickly, we're going to take off the, see, this is the reason why you need the silicone mat, because now that we put the adhesive on there, we're going to take that and we're going to stick it right here. We're not done. It's like, gosh darn it, I do that all the time. I get a little ahead of myself. All right. So we're going to grab the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine because we don't need a big one right now. So we're just going to take the mini and we're going to get this out of our way. And I am going to open this up. Now, if you don't have a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and you don't necessarily have a lot to if you don't have big dies, go ahead and get the little one. However, I really love the fact that we have a big one. And now my little one is very well loved, so I'm going to keep going. I have replacement plates for it, but it's not like I need it yet. So we're going to take the basic white, and this die is from the On Spotlight, Spotlight of Nature, and Spotlight on Nature. And that die set, oh my gosh, is phenomenal. Now, when you put your sandwich together, you want to have it staggered. So the top and the bottom need to match, and the one on the inside needs to be pushed out a little bit. And that, whoops, that gives you, that gives your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine a better grab when you put this through. So I've heard some people say they were having a hard time with their mini, and that's how you stagger it, and then you will have a great experience. All right, so that cuts that out. And all right, I have a little piece that I'm just going to snip off. I think that's where my cut went, my crack in here. All right, so we're just going to take that and put this in the trash. This is my trash can, paper, non-recycle, and I keep that on my desk, so then that way my desk is basically kept pretty. This is actually right now unorganized for me, so I'm having a hard time with everything sitting here, and that's just me. My OCD kicks in, so all right, so we're going to keep that close to us because we'll need the big one as well. So now, again, we're going to use this. That's the reason why I didn't clean this off the first time, is because I knew I was going to come back in with the brush, the die brush, and clean that out. All right, so then now we'll just finish that. All right, and get that one unstuck. Okay, there we go. So then now we have to use our brushes on this to color it. We're going to give it some sky, and we're going to give it some, all right, there's a piece of sticky on here, and I'm going to take that off so that my surface is clean. All right, and then also I see 2 dots right here. We're going to get rid of those. And all right, now that's all undone. Okay, so then now we're going to use our pool party and our crumb cake again. And so I'm going to open those up. So I learned that when you are using your brushes, leave your lid open a little bit. So then that way you can keep it without having your blending brush wobble all back and forth. So that way it keeps it from getting the ink all over your work surface. Okay, so let's do the sky. So we're going to grab a little pool party and just come off a little bit here. And you can go as dark or as light as you wish. Okay. I think we'll get a little bit more over here. There we go. Okay, how's that look? I think that looks pretty good. All right, we'll go back in with our crumb cake. And this is going to be our sand. And then I'm going to have a trick for you. Okay, there we go. That is our pool party and our crumb cake. Okay, so I'm going to close these. Well, actually, I'm going to close up the pool party. But now, see these seagulls? Okay, we're going to cut them out. But I'm going to close up the pool party right now, just because we're not going to need that anymore. But we're going to need the crumb cake, so that'll be, we'll use that in just a second. But these seagulls, they need to get cut out, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go in, and we're going to kind of hit where they're standing, okay? And try not to get, you know, if you get a little bit of crumb cake on your bird, it's not going to matter really, because you know what? Since when are seagulls clean and white? You know what I'm saying? My husband, when we first started dating, I told him that I had never been to Duluth. And we started dating in September of 1987. And so we went up. Okay, so just like that, okay? So this is what's going to happen with our seagulls. We're going to cut out, and then we're going to mount them. And it's going to, I'm going to show you the my learned idea. So, and then also, oh, that masking paper. Need that masking paper, I forgot. We're going to do a little bit of sand right here, okay? And I'm just going to do this on the back side. We're just going to put a little bit of sand right here for our seagull when he goes on the inside. But anyways, we went up to Duluth, and he showed me this spot that we could actually go and see, like an overlook, and it was so cool. And we saw these seagulls, and oh my gosh, they were like so annoying, but it was like so fun. fun. And so we went to a gas station and got some popcorn. And, oh my gosh, we were flocked. We were, a murder of seagulls. It was so fun. So we actually have pictures of that. So every time, and going to McDonald's, you do not go to McDonald's and eat outside, because they see you. They literally will hover over your table and steal your fries. Okay, so now here's the spot where I said, okay, where did I put my piece of paper? Okay, so we put the adhesive on here. So we're going to put the seagulls right here, somewhere, yeah, about, I would say halfway in. There we go. So we're going to put the adhesive on the back side now. And we're going to cut some of it off. That's the reason why I did not want to attach it right away, but I kind of forgot that we're going to do that. So now we're going to go like that. Okay. And then our crumb cake piece. So this still has adhesive on it, so we're not done yet. We're going to stamp. First of all, we're going to rip. I forgot. We're going to rip first. And we're going to give it kind of like a little sandy texture. And then, I forgot. When I designed these cards months ago, I forget what order of things that we're doing them in. All right, so just tap, tap, tap. And we're going to tap. And we're going to twist the paper as we go. And then we're going to give it some seashells. Okay, then we're going to do some pebbles that come in the kit. This is where our seagulls are going to be standing. And so instead of turning your stamp in your hand, I just twist my paper. I told my friend last night, and she goes, but I can't do that. She goes, because then things are going to be upside down. I'm like, okay, fine. All right, so then that is ready. Okay, so the front of our card, we're going to attach this down here. Okay, like that. And then we're going to snip all the parts off that we don't need. Oops. There we go. That's all nice. Okay, now we can adhere this to the front of the card after we snip off a little bit of, actually this needs to move over a little bit more. I do give a little bit of extra just because sometimes when you think you're cutting perfectly and you're not, there we go. Now we can snip off. All right, so there, and just take that. Now, if you wanted to, you can, instead of putting, you could do like a sunset or a sunrise. That would be kind of fun too if you wanted to. I just wanted to pick up the colors, of the pool party and the sand. Okay, so now we're going to put that on the front of the card. All right, so that's where we're at right now. So we're going to stamp our birds right here, and that is going to be in Misty Moonlight. I didn't want to use black. I wanted to use the colors that were kind of, going for the color of the cardstock to bring that forward. All right, so then now we are going to color. I'm going to sit down and color, so if you have any questions, I'll answer them when I come back up. I'm actually going to clean everything up till now. So if I need the blocks for anything in the future, I have the blocks all ready to go. Okay, looks like we're done cleaning. The colors that we're going to use are, I'm going to get rid of the Stampin' Pearson mat because we don't need that to color. I mean, we could, just because the colors, you know, bleed through, but I got my glass mat. So we're using Wild Wheat, dark and light. I'm going to put my silicone mat away. All right, let me get this out, and then I can work with better. Light and dark. And then we have the light pecan pie. That's going to be our bun. Then we have the light and dark smoky slate. Wait, no, light smoky slate. Light pebbled path. And then light misty moonlight. And then our color lifter if I make a boo-boo. Okay, so with these, I gave them, who came to my stamp camp, kind of directions as to how to color them, just so that they could not have to sit there and try to figure it out. All right, so here's my rhinestones. I'm going to put them over there. I'm going to take a drink. Okay, so the reason why I colored these is so that when I cut them out, I don't have to cut in between the feet, and then it's not stark white. All right, you know what? I am going to use my mat just so I could show you the colors. So this is Misty Moonlight Light, and that's the nib tip, and this is the brush. So you can see that there's totally two different colors for the brush. So what I did is I just took the nib, or the brush tip, and kind of went, there's really not a lot of coloring. Oh, I'm only doing the little guy, or yeah, the big guy. So we're just gonna use the nib tip to color my fishy. So there's not really a lot of light and dark to blend. And then I'm going to color my French fry packet. I would have loved to have done like the red coloring, but we're going to go with the colors that we're using for the seagulls on the card. Okay, so that's the Misty Moonlight light, and then the French fries are going to be the light nib tip, and this guy has French fries in his mouth. Okay, so now I just want to let you know that the Wild Wheat and the Pebbled Path, these are the colors that are being retired at the end of this year because they're in colors. Now this is the Pebbled Path Light, and this is the nib. That is going to be the meat. And then the Pecan Pie. This is a color that is in the neutrals. That is the bun. Okay, so then now we're done coloring the French fries. I think I needed 2 French fry packs. Nope, never mind. I only needed 1. Okay, and so now we're going to color the birds. I am going to do the nib tip dark for the beak. I really like the Wild Wheat color, and when it came out, a lot of people did not like it, but it works so well with other colors. It makes things pop. And it's also kind of a gold color when using. And so then now we're going to get the web of the feet. And now it doesn't even matter that we use the crumb cake. It's turned out so cute. All right, I did over color on my French fries, so hopefully the this will take care of that. That's the color lifter. Okay, so now we're going to use the pebbled path, and we're just going to hit the edges of the wings, and I'm just making stripes. Okay, just like that. Just to kind of give it a little different color than the gray. All right, so then now this is the light smoky slate. And I'm just going to go back in and blend that color. Now this is the brush tip. And the nib tip is a little bit lighter. So I'll do this one here just to kind of show you the difference. Okay. Now, didn't they turn out really cute? Okay, so now we're going to cut these out. And I am going to sit down for this part too. Okay, so we're going to cut out the French fries, the big fish, and the seagulls. And I'm breaking them down into bite-sized chunks. But then also I am going to grab my little guillotine trimmer, and I'm going to stamp or cut this off. And trying to make it straight. All right. You can just cut with your scissors, but I'm generally not a straight cut person. And so I do prefer my a little bit more off this side. I mean, I get the fact that, you know, crooked, all right, that's much better for me. I know it's a handmade card, but the fact that somebody's going to win this card, I want it to look good. Now this piece right here, I could save that as a scrap for something else. So I'm not going to throw that away. Okay, so then now we're going to cut out the seagulls. Actually, I can't sit down and cut. I have to do this standing. My Facebook Lives, I always stand, unless I color. That's just how I roll. All right, so I'm just keeping the scissors. Hi, Carolyn, I see you. So I just keep my scissors straight in my hand and turn the paper. Hope you're feeling better, my friend. luckily we only have 3 seagulls to cut out. And now, you know, the fact that I took that crumb cake and went down by its legs, I am not going to have that white part. So he's going to be standing on the sand, and he's not going to have that blatant white look in between. All right, so there's one seagull. Okay, here's a fishy that is going to be in one guy's mouth. And actually, I have to make it better. All right, I'm going to put my trash can right here so I can just drop it. I don't know what kind of fish this is, but it could be a McFish. Okay, so there's our fishy. And this guy is the one that's holding the fishy. So I have to go in and do his beak a little bit differently than, because he has to hold the fishy. There we go. Okay, so that guy is going to hold the fish. All right. Here's our French fries. You don't cut straight either? I'm glad I'm not the only one. It drives me crazy. I mean, like, some of the things, you know, can be fine, not cut straight, but if it's kind of like a blatant look, like it's, yeah, some things I don't care if they're cut straight. Some things I do pay attention, or I have to pay attention a little better. And sometimes I just have to restamp the words because I don't like how it looks. And that's okay, because I have lots of white paper scraps. All right, our French fries are done. All right, here's the other seagull. And when you're, you know, making cards like this, if you want to, you know, make several of them, then you can just take your paper snips and put your feet up, and, you know, after you're coloring everything, you know, go in and cut everything out. And then that way you can make a bunch of these cards, and then you don't have to put your greeting on yet. You can, you know, happy birthday, love you more than French fries, or fish and chips, depends on if, you know, what you call French fries. I think that's kind of funny how Stampin' Up! Did that. So then that way it doesn't alienate a different part of the country because they call their French fries chips. And I don't eat fish, so, or any type of seafood. Anything that lives in water is safe from me. I used to like tuna fish until Mike went on kidney transplant and or dialysis, and he was watching his intake of certain types of foods, and so tuna fish was something that he could eat. And once he started eating a lot of it, nope, that smell just wrecked it for me. Now, the original card that I did not do the treatment of the crumb cake down by their feet. And so I can show you the difference of what it looks like, you know, after doing that little trick. I wish that when Stampin' Up! Added new celebration items that they would have had dies with this. But, oh well. Fussy cutting is not too bad. Either you like it or you don't. And to me, if I will do it, if it makes my card look cute. Because my card looks awfully cute. All right, so I'm done with my little trash can, so we'll move that back up. Okay, so shall we put this card together now? Okay, so we're going to use some dimensionals. And where did I put my dimensionals? I have them in a bin. Oh, yay, they're right here. Good. I didn't have to go too far. Okay, so let's put the fishy in his mouth. Now I put my fishy upside down. And I think I need to get in there. Whoops. I need to get there inside there a little better. There we go. All right. And I'm going to put a mini glue dot, and that is in a bin somewhere. Luckily, it's in the same spot. Okay, I'm going to put the fishy on a mini glue dot. And then we're going to stick that on up in there. Come on. There we go. Just like that. All right. Then we're going to put dimensionals. I got big ones and little ones. So I'm going to grab my take your pick tool because I do not have fingernails. All right. So the first guy, we're going to have him. He's the squawker. That's what I call him. He is the one that is alerting all his friends where the French fries are. Come and get them. So at a slight angle, stab and grab those dimensional backings. And he's going to go right there. Aha! Aha! And the little fishy guy, oops, he took flight. Landed on the floor. And then I'm going to put the dimensional right kind of behind the fishy. And then, there we go, stab and grab those backings, throw them away. Put the fishy right down in there. All right. And then, hey friend. Carolyn, this is the first card. So you haven't missed anything, really. Yeah, dies would have been nice. I agree with you. You don't want me to do a seagull noise. I can say, I can speak seagull really well. But it's loud. I do not want to get kicked out of my apartment. Okay, and then, okay, so that's the front, and then now the inside of the card, where our seagull is going to land. He's gonna be, you know what? I put shells on his, I forgot shells on his sand on the inside. So we're gonna do that. Okay, and a little bit of pebbles. Okay, now we're gonna have to clean those again. Oh well. Okay, so then we're going to take our silicone mat and we're going to put adhesive on the back side of the French fries. Yes, you have a pack of everything. And I have extras because I know how you like to make more than just one. So, okay. So our seagull is going to sit like that. All right, so then that is the front of our card. We're not done yet. We have to put the people poker back on. All right, so we're going to take the gems. These are the rhinestones that I colored using the pecan pie, and put that on there. Now we're going to use the Wink of Stella. And, oops, that one. Okay, so when your lid of the Wink of Stella gets, when it comes out, just take that, put that back in, and then take your, take your pick tool or your scissors and poke it back in there. All right. So then we're going to take the Wink of Stella and we're going to color the fishy. Now, because that's blue, we're going to go in and do the blue of the sandwich box or the fry box, and then we're going to grab the clean that off, and might as well do the French fries and anything that is wild wheat, so that would be his feet, and then we'll do the squawker. Now, I'm not worried about transferring color to the wings from the wild wheat, so I didn't clear it off, really. And we'll get the wings, and we'll do the wings on this guy. All right, so that is card number 1. So thank you very much, Carolyn. Okay, so clean that off. All right, so now we're going to clean that off, and so 1, 2, 3. So Carolyn, I have 3 packets left. So that was the Spotlight on Nature dies, and that we used for that, and the Celebration. So here is the original card. So you could see the treatment that I did with the crumb cake under the body compared to the white stark, so it blends in better. So that is my trick on how to deal with that, just a little bit. So there you go. That's card number 1. Okay, so I'm going to clean up and move things out of the way. And I'm going to take these off their blocks so I can use these blocks in upcoming cards. Just because, like I said, I was running short on blocks. I even ordered a couple extra just because the event that's coming up, I have some things on blocks. And all right, so then now we can start putting things away and organizing things. Okay. Say card number 2. All right, so I better not put my Wink of Stella away because I'm going to need that. Okay, I think I got everything. Let's go put that somewhere. All right, so the next card that we're going to make is, I think, my favorite. I really like them all. But each card has its own specialness about it. And this one is featuring, I'm going to put my adhesives in one spot. All right, so that can go back. So we're using the Timeless Plaid, and this is a lot of plaid. So you have the front, sides, and the backs. So you have generally a plaid, and then you have a gingham type plaid. So the colors are a wide variety. So like this is a 2-pager. So basic beige, boho blue. Now that's a color that's going to be retiring. Cajun craze, calypso coral, cherry cobbler, crumb cake, early espresso, Lost Lagoon, misty moonlight, mossy meadow, old olive, pebble path. That's going to retire. Pecan pie and wild wheat. That's going to retire. I actually don't know if it's still on back order. I didn't check. But this is the from the storybook suite. I did not get any else of the suite except for the plaid. Because that paper spoke to me because I needed to make this card with it. So we're using the dinosaurs, the Darling Dinos, and this is a fun fold card. So it's going to stand up like that. And so that's the top view, and that's the side view. And so I'm going to grab my packet, and we're using wild wheat and calypso coral, basic beige, and basic white for the cards. All right, so let's put these blocks over here. Trying to get my table organized because it's driving me nuts. Thank you very much, Pauline. Okay, I want everything to go back where it's supposed to go. So the bow that I made for everybody is out of the petaled pink and white. Yeah, me too. That was the first stamp set that went on my list of things to purchase. So this is a dual pack, and it's in the annual catalog. And so it's a perfect bow for this particular card. So we have some scraps, and this is the basic beige, and I forgot a piece of white. So I need to cut out a piece. I forgot about that. So that's going to get die cut. And then we're going to be using the... Because when I do a stamp camp, I put everything back. And because I was doing the Facebook Live, I try to keep everything together, but sometimes it gets put in a different spot. We're using the dotted circles. This is in the annual catalog, and it's a 3D embossing folder. I really, really, really love this. It took me a while to get it because I kept on putting myself on it. I don't need that. I don't need that. But yes, I did. Okay, so we're using that. And then the Darling Dinos is a stamp set that is just so much fun. This here can be made as a cloud, or a bush. So you take that one and then you stamp the bushes. Those are flowers or lips. Those could go on there. We're going to be using this stamp set at the event, and I showed my friend yesterday that came for the stamp camp. I showed it to her, and she absolutely loved it. So you guys are going to love the stamp camp, the card at the event for this one. And then we're also using the Stylish Shapes. That is the biggest circle that we're going to be using for that. Okay, so that is going to go under there so I know where it's at. And I think, so we're going to use this plaid, and then this is the back side. So we're going to use the front and the back. And this piece is going to go on the inside of the card. And this is going to be our card. I have that scored and ready to go for everybody. Now, when I do, like I said, when I do Facebook Lives for my stamp camps, I do not do the directions because, or the measurements, because you need to come for that. So let's see here. I think what we're going to do is we're going to stamp and color. Now, the way I did this is kind of to help show you that you don't necessarily need to color the whole dinosaur. And so we're going to use Memento, and we're going to take the Triceratops, right? And we're going to ink that up. Oops, we're going to grab the silicone mat. And, sorry, Stampin' Pearson mat. And we're going to stamp our dinosaur in black, Memento. And that's going to go right on there. Now, this is on basic beige. And so all we have to do is color his spots and his horns. And so I'm trying to do it so that you don't have to color, you know, everything if you don't like to color. And so that's kind of, I'm showing a different way to do it. Let's see here. Some of my things get stuck. All right, then we're going to do some rocks. We're going to cut the rocks out, so we're going to do 2 of those in Memento. And what else? What are we going to do? Okay, I think I'm going to keep my dies in one spot so I don't end up losing them. Okay, so then we're going to stamp our greeting. I'm just trying to do a lot of it so I don't have to keep on going back and forth, back and forth. All right, so I'm going to clean. Let's see, put my lid back on for now. And we're going to clean the dinosaur. Rawr. Okay. And then the rock. All right, for now, that's it. And we're going to stamp our greeting on here because we're going to cut it out. And that is going to say, hope your day is a dynamite. And that is going to be in Calypso Coral. All right, and that's going to go right in there. Because I want to kind of do all my die cutting at the same time. Okay, so then we're going to put our dies right here because we're going to have to die cut that. So those are going to get die cut. Okay, I think let's get the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine out. And we'll get that. Oh, I'm going to clean the dynamite. Get that off my table, so I'm done with that. Put those back. Okay. I'm going to get the big Stampin' Cut Emboss machine now. All right. Yes, the event is, Vicky didn't know about it. And so she was shocked when I asked her. And she goes, I thought I already missed it. And I said, nope, sign up. So she's coming. Yeah, she has to register. Did you register, Carolyn? Hopefully you did. Because I have to remind you. All right, so we're going to take that circle. And we're going to put that on there. And then we're going to grab our dinosaur. And we're going to only be able to do one rock because Stampin' Up! Did not give us 2 dies. But that's okay. And then we'll put our dynamite, our greeting right there. All right, so I'm going to grab my Post-it notes. And they are right here so I can keep everything in their place without things shifting on me. Hopefully. Doesn't mean it always works, but you know, it does do a pretty good job. Vicky is growing her hair out because she's going to donate it. And she said that it's the longest she has ever grown her hair. And I'm like, holy crap. But she's going to donate it to a kids that don't have hair. And I'm like, bless your heart for that. Okay. I really like using the blending brushes to give your circles. We're going to blend. So to give that a background. All right, so we're going to put the lid back on, or the top, and we're going to roll this through once. And we're going to have to do, the second set for rocks. Because I wanted 2 sets of rocks for this. All right. And then we're going to have to do the circle, the die. Okay, so that is the dinosaur. He's so cute. And I'm not, I wasn't into dinosaurs when I was a kid. Actually, I was into Matchbox cars and train sets, even though I never had one. But yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, I loved Matchbox cars when I was a kid. I didn't play with a lot of Barbies. I like to dress them and make clothes for them, but I never played with them. I had a tawny scrawny lion, though. That was my favorite toy. He was a beanbag lion, and he was stuffed with beanbags. And there was a book called The Tawny Scrawny Lion, and my mom and dad gave it to me as a kid. That was my favorite book as a kid. And I think they still have it. But there we go. There's our rocks. And, okay, so we're not done yet with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. We are going to take number 3 away and the adapter. We're going to take those off. And we're going to put the dotted circles in with our Calypso Coral. And I kind of made it kind of like a little off-center. There's no real way to put this in here. And then we're going to take number 4, platform number 4, and not platform, the plate number 4. And that is the one that you use when you have 3D embossing folders. and that gives it such great, great texture. Okay, so we are done with the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. Right now, we'll use it again. All right, we'll just put this back. Okay, so now we will get this piece out. This is the inside of our card. Huh. Well, there's a little tiny spot for that, and we're going to cover that up, I guess, with our string. Nope. The balloon. String. I'm going to take this off and put this on the other block that I prefer it on. There we go. That's our string and our balloon and our grass. Okay. All right, so we're going to grab the Stampin' Pearson mat, okay, and we're going to get the memento out again. And we're going to do the balloon string kind of down here. And then we're going to do the balloon. My friend Vicky, she was very apprehensive about lining up the balloon. And I'm like, it's super easy. I could do it. And she goes, I only ruin things. And I said, no, I don't think so. We haven't been friends for, we've been friends for a really long time because of stamping. And I'm like, no. All right, so we're going to do the roar means in Dinosaur. That's going to go on the inside. Allow that ink to transfer because it is photopolymer. And then, whoa, put that on right. Okay, we're going to grab the Calypso Coral again. And we're going to grab Happy Birthday because our card's going to say roar means happy birthday in Dinosaur. And let that sit. Okay. All right, so then now we are going to grab the boho blue and the basic beige and the wild wheat. So again, the wild wheat and the boho blue, these are in colors that are going to be retiring this year because they're going to introduce a new round of in colors. And so we want to make sure that if you, Sherry, hey, beautiful lady, how you doing? So because they are leaving us, people kind of forget. And so this is the dark Calypso Coral. So we're going to do the outside of our balloon. But anyways, people kind of forget about the in colors that are retiring. And then they go to buy them and they're all out. Okay, so this is the nib tip and this is the brush. I mean the nib tip of this small. And I'm just going to blend that in. Squeak, squeak. All right, so that is our balloon. Okay. Now, let me show you something that I did. And this is a do not do as I did. So what I did is my Calypso Coral brush was acting funny. So I tried to use a pair of scissors to give it a haircut. well, it didn't work. However, when you color your rhinestones, it works really, really well. So don't do that. Like I said, my brush was not working very well. So it's not that I ruined it because it wasn't working. I do need to get a new one, but don't do as I do. Do as I say kind of thing. All right, so we're going to take this piece and we're going to add our adhesive to the bottom of our card. I mean, like, how cute is that for the inside of the card? I mean, like, really, right? Okay, so that one is done. So we're basically kind of done with this. So we could set that off until we're ready to go. Now, this one here is the, we're going to go color our dinosaurs, but right now I'm going to clear off my table because I want to use the basic beige. And again, just take that and open that up a little bit and allow that to kind of allow your brush to lay in there, and then it's not weeble wobbly and getting things all inked up. Okay, so I'm just trying to make it so that you could see what it is I'm doing. Okay, and so we're going to take, now the basic beige has kind of a different tinge to it for the ink. And it kind of has like a green tint to it for me. Okay, but this is where our dinosaur is going to walk. So we're giving it ground. Okay, and then we're going to do the blue. This is the boho. And if you're noticing, I'm kind of having some splotches because I want it to look like, you know, sky. Okay, so there we go. And then I think we're done with that. I like the coloring and how that looks. So we will close these up and push the brushes away. Okay, so that was the basic beige and the boho. All right, and then we're going to color part of the dinosaur. And we're going to grab the wild wheat. And we're going to put some grass on our front in wild wheat. That's going to go right up there, right down there, and right back there. Okay. Okay, so then I'm going to clean up stamps that I am done with. And then we're going to go and color our dinosaur. Now I like the basic beige color for the dinosaur. You could probably use gray granite or let's see, maybe smoky slate cardstock. So this is kind of a trick that I'm showing off. So then that way, again, you don't need to feel like you're spending so much time coloring. Okay, so my dinosaur, we're going to do his, now I'm going to do my swatch on here. So my nib tip is that color. And of course, I'm doing it on top of the, and my brush is almost empty. So you know what? We're just going to use nib tips. That way I could show you what they what they look like. Nope, that's the brush. That's the one I cut. And so you could see how much darker those two nib tips are. So I'm going to just do, I'm not going to do a lot of blending on this. I'm just using it to color. And I'm not necessarily coloring, I'm more like dabbing or guiding the ink. And I'm going to do its spots in the dark. And I'm going to do its toenails in the dark. And see, this way your dinosaur has color. Oops, I need that color lifter. I went out of lines. All right, so I'm just going to dab the color to make that go away. All right, so then now we're going to use the light in the other areas. Ugh. But this way, you don't feel like you need to color everything in. And I mean, that's done. I mean, how cute is that? Okay, so then now we're going to do the rocks, both rocks. Okay, so I'm just going to use the nibs on both of these. This is the dark. Vicky asked me yesterday, do I prefer, you know, dark and then light, or do I do the light first and then go the dark and then go back to the light? I told her it depends on what I'm coloring. It depends on what I wish it to look like. Now, I generally do the dark first and then go back in with the light and then blend that in. Now, if I wanted to go in with the dark again, then that allows me to do that. And then get more coloring in there. So it really depends on, you know, what look you're going for, and just practice. I mean, it really doesn't matter. I'm just going to leave it like that. So, but I like how it turns out. Doing the dark first and then kind of highlight, doing it where the artist put the light, you know, the brush strokes, and then blending that in. And then also you want to work from, you don't want to do a whole bunch of work. You want to do a little bit at a time. Like these are so small, I can do them both at the same time. But otherwise, then they don't blend very well. And that's what it looks like. So, turns out pretty cute. Okay, so then now I think we can start putting this card together. All right. So let's start with our circle. We're going to put the Stampin' Pearson mat away. So this is where our dinosaur is going to go. It's going to go on dimensionals. And see, when you actually blend, your colors go on the back side, so you know you're doing it right. All right, I got one more. Then we're going to have to start using the outside edges. I'm going to throw that away. And I threw that in the wrong spot. There we go. Okay, so our dinosaur is going to go happy right there. And then this set of rocks, I'm going to grab my silicone mat. Just because it's something small, then I'm not putting adhesive on my glass mat. Not that it doesn't clean off, but it does. Okay, so we're going to put that right there. This one's going to go on dimensional. So I'm going to cut using my adhesive scissors. These are scissors from a long time ago that Stampin' Up! Used to carry. We used to cut out our own stamps that were die cut. They were not die cut, so we used to have to cut them out ourselves. And I still cut mine. I like mine closer than what Stampin' Up! Does. So I have my adhesive scissors still here. All right, so these are, we're going to put those on. Stab and grab that. And that's going to kind of come off the circle, which is okay for me. All right, so we're going to leave that upside down because that's where the there's a little dimensional exposed. Okay, so then now we're going to grab our parts. So this piece here, okay, is going to go basically all the way to the back on the inside. Okay, so we're just going to put adhesive kind of through here. You could put it on the inside. It doesn't matter, really. And I'm just eyeing it. You could certainly, measure it. I'm not that anal. And then we're only going to put a little bit of adhesive right here. So we're just going to put it right at the tip, okay? And we're going to close that, and then it hits it where it directly needs to be. And I forgot to put my plaid on the background. Duh. All right, this is how you fix that. You just put that in there and just slide that little puppy in. And you get a nice, there we go. Like we didn't even mess that up. Okay, so then this piece is going to go, it's the back side of this, so that's going to go on the front. I mean, if you wanted to use this piece, you could, but I want to show both sides. Oops, almost forgot to put that on. Now this is raised up, so I'm using quite a bit of adhesive because I don't want it to bend. So this goes at the top and at the side. And it just goes, excuse me, a little bit right here. So we're going to cover that up by putting that on. Like that. And that is our card. So then now, I guess we should have put the inside of the card on before we put the back side on. It doesn't matter. It'll fit. But maybe sign what you need to say, because this sticks up. Because when you open it, this part right here kind of hinders the card. So maybe, write down what you wanted to say before you actually attach. It's okay. And then this here the greeting goes on dimensionals. So we might as well use this one that's roaming around. And then we'll put another one there. And another one there. We'll stab and grab those backings. And that's going to go right in there. All right. And this dinosaur is going to go like that. And put that, there we go, right in there. Now we're going to put just adhesive all the way down the middle. Okay, and then this bow is going to go on with a mini glue dot. And that's going to go right there. And a little snip. Okay, then these dots were colored with the Calypso coral, the rhinestones. Oh, come on. Come here. Well then, that one decided to just come off on my finger. So we're putting that one right there. And then we'll take your pick tool, and that's going to go right there. And then this one is going to go right up in the corner. So we created a triangle, and we used the large one down here that is the base. It's more pleasing to the eye when your weight is down at the bottom. And so that looks like that. So now we need to get the Winkostella out, because you know what? Every dinosaur needs Winkostella. And so we're just doing the parts that we colored. And how do we know that dinosaurs do not sparkle? We weren't around then. All right, so then we're going to just kind of do a little bit of our rock and our grass. And then our balloon. And there we go, card number 2. What do you think? Give me a thumbs up if you like card number 2. Okay. So we need to clean up here. So So the next one that we're doing is the terrific, oh, Pauline, thank you very much for sharing. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much, Carolyn. We're going to use terrific Toadstools, and then we're going to use the Designer Series paper that is featured in our Sale-abration. And where did that go? This is one of the items that you can earn free with a $60 purchase, and this Designer Series paper coordinates with the bundle that we are about to use. Okay, so now why do I have butter butterfly in there. Okay then. All right, so sorry about that. I had a straggler. Okay, so this is the stamp set, or the card that we're making, and it features the fact that you get to see the designer series paper on both sides. Okay, so let's get putting that together. All right. Yes, we're doing all 5 cards today, Carolyn. One card is actually one that you guys seen, so I'm going to save that one to the last. But I'm going to do it in a different color than I did the original card in. Okay, so we're going to do this. Yeah, I want all my stuff cleaned up. And I want my stamps put back. I want my blocks put back. I want my ink pads put back. Because I need to start cutting for the event. And I need my space organized. And right now, with having 2 bins out for, you know, when I have my bins out for the stamp camp plus the event, it's just a lot, and it's unorganized for me, and I'm going stir crazy. So when you come over and make these cards, you will, I will just put everything together for you. Okay, so we have some linen thread, a piece of melon mambo, a piece of basic white that we're going to stamp on, and then these 2 pieces we're going to stamp on, which is also the front and the back. So we're going to attach the designer series paper to the fresh freesia card base, because we're not going to have to do any cutting to fit. So I can just put this together and know that I'm not going to mess anything up. All right, so we're going to actually stamp this right here. It's going to say popping up to say hi. And we're going to be using Early Espresso. And I'm going to grab my Stampin' Pearson mat again so that I can have a nice clear image. And so I'm not using black, I'm using Early Espresso. And there we go. So that can be in my pile of, I don't need to touch right now. And then we're going to stamp. I'm going to leave this open for just a moment. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to close it up. Just because I want to kind of do things in order. So I don't lose things. All right, so I'm going to clean up the popping up to say hi, because I don't need that anymore. Okay. So we're going to grab this piece right here. And our punch bundle is the terrific Toadstools builder. And so if you notice this piece right here, that's our cap of our mushroom. That is going to be in melon mambo, but we have to do that upside down because that is the way the punch is made. All right, so we're going to give that a nice ink up area. Okay, so that's good. That turned out really nice. And then we're going to, who smacked me with their tail? Oh, okay. So then we're going to stamp this here. This is Poppy Parade. And I need to, this is a mushroom cap. Okay. But it's going to be a ladybug. So I need to have 2 of those that I'm going to cut out. All right. And then Let's see. All right. So then now, I'm just doing this right here so that I could cut it out. And then for fresh freesia, I had to use the spot because I have it also in another bin. And we're having it on a long size block, which I'm going to change up. To this one. So then now, because this is a spot, I am just going to take my spot and just push down on my mushroom, and we're going to cut this one out. And then that is going to go right there. Okay. So then now I am going to clean those off. Just the big one, because we're not going to need the big one anymore. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Nice and clean. And this one we're going to use, and the ladybug we're going to use again. So then now we are going to grab, I'm just going to put that over here for now. We're going to grab this piece, because this is going to, oh, you know what? We might as well punch, then we can get the punch out of here. Now, this mushroom punch does not leave a border around. As you can tell, it cut out a little bit of the mushroom. And so most of our items, when you cut them out, have that little ring around it. So I don't know why Stampin' Up! Made that choice, but I kind of like it. So we're going to cut those out in just a little bit, but we're going to do some more stamping. But now I can put this away. I'm just going to take another drink. All right. Okay, so this is our mound. And it is going to be in Granny Apple Green, because I'm using the colors that is in the Designer Series paper. Okay, and I actually kind of try to do this so that it's not so inked up perfectly, because I like the variations of green. So it didn't stamp it perfectly, but that's actually how I want it. Okay, and then this one is going to be the inside of our card, but we're only going to have a little bit of green. And so that is what that looks like. Okay, so then we're going to close that up. And then now we're going to grab, we're going to clean that off again. Just because I like to keep the ink off my photopolymer if I can, so that it helps with the discoloration of the photopolymer. Okay, so now we're going to stamp our mushrooms, and we're going to do this on here using the Early Espresso, and we're going to do our stems for our mushrooms. Okay, so the big guy is going to go right in the center, kind of at the top there. But I like to have mine on the green, so then it looks like it's growing with it, and rather than on top of it. Okay, so this is the little stub. That's going to go right there. And the little stub is going to go right there on the inside. And then we're going to do the 3-pronger. This one's my favorite. I absolutely love this mushroom. Now, I do not like to eat slimy fungus. And that is, to me, what they are. Nope, can't do it. Can't and will not. Even in cream of mushroom soup, I will pull them out if I see them. And my husband thinks I'm weird. And that's okay, because I am, and I don't care. All right, and so our little ladybug, he's gonna be in early espresso, and he's gonna be down here in the corner. Okay, so I think we are done with the early espresso. And now we get to decorate our mushrooms. Okay, our toadstools. And I'm going to just clean these guys off so we can put them back. All right, did I get that one good? I think I did. There we go. Okay. Oops. And I have some stamps here that are sitting out. I want to put them right back in their bin. I don't want to mess anything up. Okay, so now we're going to go and grab the pumpkin pie. And this is the 3-pronger, so we're going to do that like that. Okay, and then the fresh freesia one. Now we have one that we're going to cut out. And this one goes on the inside of the card. Just like that. Okay. And then I think everything, oop, we got one more in the Poppy Parade. Oops. Let's get that down and pick that back up. It decided to fall off its... Okay, so this one is a mushroom, and that one is on the design, or on the cardstock. This one is going to get cut up and then off, so it's going to be lifted up. So we're going to go cut those out now. Okay, so let's clean off the shrooms. We're systematically putting this card together. So, okay. So let's get out the scissors. So one of these is going to be our ladybug, and the other one is going to be our mushroom. All right, so I'll decide which one I like best for my ladybug. And then we could put this card together. I am not the fastest fussy cutter out there, but like I said, I really like the look. Now, actually, I should have cut it directly on. I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna cut directly on my mushroom, and the reason why is because I forgot that we're not leaving a white border. So I want to follow kind of what Stampin' Up! Already did with the Melamamba one. I forgot. Now you have to watch me cut this mushroom out twice. Oh well. I warned you, it's going to be 5 cards. And I don't do easy. I do fun. Sometimes my cards might be kind of simple, but I do fun. And we're going to cut that one out a little bit closer. When I started this Facebook Live, it was sunny, kind of sunny out. The clouds were very wispy. It had snowed about 3 inches, but now it's starting to darken up a little bit. That's as close as I'm going to get. And try to be a little closer on this one. I mean, I guess I could have pre-done this, but when I do my Facebook Lives, I don't like to do a lot of pre-stuff because I want to show you how, you know, the real card goes. And so this is it. Okay, so now we're going to put this together. There we go. Oh yeah, we're going to put a banner on this. So I like to use my Glass Mat Studio. And I'm going to put this in the center of the grid paper. And I am going to poke a hole. Not trying to poke a hole in me. And then I'm going to take the scissors and go up towards that hole. And then we'll flip that over. And there we go. We have a nice border for that, or a nice banner. Okay, so then now let's put on this. So that's going to go on this side. So we're going to try to do it so it's equal distance, okay? But we're just going to put adhesive only on this piece and not all the way over. Okay, so we're going to do that. And then we're going to put dimensionals on the back side of our mushroom. And grab, let's do some big ones. Big edge pieces. I do not break into a new pack until all the border are used up. And then that's how I don't have multiple border pieces all the way around. That would drive me nuts. Okay, so we're going to put that right there. And then we're going to put this little guy we have a hat border, or dimensional for that one perfectly. Okay, so that's going to go, stab and grab that backing. Maybe. All right. And then we'll put that right there. Oh, this is just turning out so cute. Okay, so then now we're going to put on a mini dimensional. And we're going to use the outside edge for this. And because these are small pieces, again, I'm going to use my take your pick tool, because I do not have fingernails. And, okay, so yeah, that one's a little thicker. Okay, so we'll just stab and lift that off. There we go. That's one. And then our cute little ladybug. Hey, Bert. All right, come on. we go. And that is our mushroom. Okay. And then now we're going to put that lid back on. And we're going to take our adhesive, okay? And we're just going to make a roll like that. And we're going to take this and just wrap it around our fingers and kind of push it on the center like that. There we go. And then we're going to put dimensionals on the back side of this. We're going to use that one up because that one seems like it wants to fall off. There we go. One right there. Right there. And like that. Okay. So just stab and grab those backings all in one fell swoop. And that is going to go right there on top of that. Okay, so then now let's put the center on. This is our in piece, and I'm going to show you how to line this up. Okay, so make sure that it's facing the correct way. And I'm going to line that up with the piece on the front. And then I'm going to fold this over and line that up. And so therefore your card, you do not see that when it's open. Okay, let's grab the Wink of Stella. And I'm just going to grab a scratch piece of paper, and we'll do the purple. Now you might smear some of that color, but I don't care. It's still cute and it doesn't look bad. So we're going to clear that off and go with the ladybug. And that's done. Clean that off. See how that color right there? And then we'll go and get the big one. Clean that off so that it's clean for the next time I wish to use it. All right. And then now we are going to grab the, where did I put them? Okay. Oh. There we go. We are also using the purple adhesive backed sequins. These are a celebration item. Thank you, Pauline. And so we're going to put these on here, and we're going to pick the kind of the fresh freesia look, which would be those colors down here. I'm going to pull in a dark purple one, and we're going to put that right down at the bottom. And then we're going to do one right over here, maybe. Wants to come off. And then we're going to do another one right over here. And that is our third card. Okay. So this is the third card that they got to make at the stamp camp yesterday. Now we're going to be using these purple adhesive backed sequins again in another card. And let's put that, there we go. Okay, so let's clean up a second. Put all our stamps back in here in my bin. Okay. Now the next card that we're doing is featuring the designer series paper called the Friends of the Ocean. And part of that is the Friends of the Ocean stamp set and the dies. And this is a bundle, so when you purchase the stamp set and the dies together, you save the 10%. And you also save that 10% when you purchase the suite, too. And in that suite, we're not using this right now, but comes this Soft Waves 3D embossing folder. And it is absolutely stunning. And then also the Sunny Day iridescent dots. Like, oh my gosh, how fun are these colors? I mean, absolutely love this whole suite. This was the second thing that went on my pre-order when I was given a chance to start ordering. The dinosaurs were the first thing, and this was the second. And just the whole suite, bright and fun, and the colors. I mean, I love bright colors, and I like neutrals, and I like all our colors. Okay, I'm not getting that back in there. Gosh darn it. All right, and this is actually a fun fold. And I'm not going to show you that. I'm going to show you that once it's done. Got to keep something, you know, for a little bit. But we're also going to do some heat embossing on this card today. Okay. All right. I am going to grab the packet that everybody got. Ooh, come on, come on, come on. All right. So this is a piece of Summer Splash, and it is an in color. And we're going to give that a nice burnish. And then this is the other piece. And we're going to give that a nice burnish, because we want that to go in the direction it's really supposed to go. All right, the designer series paper is so much fun. And we're going to be doing a card at the event coming up featuring this stamp set. And it's going to be a fun fold as well, because I love fun folds. So this is the card that you're going to make at the event in the end of September. Now this card here is part of the fun fold, but there's still more to it. Not showing you the whole thing. Again, got to keep some of it for fun. Okay, so we're going to take this piece, which is the back side of this, so you get to see, in essence, the front and the back. And we're going to put that on here. And line that up. And it might not be perfect, but it's good enough for me. C is for cookie. Okay. Then we're going to take some punches. Now this one here is labeled with love. And this one here is called the Modern Oval. And so we are going to take this one and punch out Summer Splash. And I need to get another piece of, I need to get another piece for the, I need to get a piece of Berry Burst for this, so I'll be right back. So this is how I store my scraps. So every family has 10 colors. So the first 5 are in one, and then the second 5 are in the other. So this is Azure Afternoon, Berry Burst, Coastal Cabana, Daffodil Delight, and Flirty Flamingo. And so I put all my pieces in here, anything that is less than a quarter sheet of card. And so then now I'm not cutting into a full sheet just to get that. So I put that back in, and it makes me use my scraps up because, number one, I know where they're at. And number two, so like this is Summer Splash. Summer Splash is an in color. So I have that in here. And I have that labeled. And then that way. And then I also have the color family that it's in. So if I have them all sitting on my table, if I go somewhere, and I do take my scraps with me. So then that way, I mean, if I go to like a retreat, and that way I can have all of them sitting on top of each other, and then I know where to look. Yes, I'm organized. Okay, so then this piece right here, we are going to stamp on that, and we're going to heat set it. And let's see, I am actually going to do that in just a moment, but we might as well work on the inside of our card. We're going to use Berry Burst, Summer Splash, and Lemon Lime Twist. These are the colors that coordinate with the cardstock. And then at my event, I allowed everybody to pick out their crab based upon the colors. Now, my original, these are designer series papers, okay? And so the dies cut out these crabs and the lobsters on one of the pages. And so I wanted to make sure that, where did I put my dies? I hide, I hide stuff on myself when I don't put things back. But I forgot to get out the die for the crab. And so I want to sit here and figure out which one I want to use. And so my original card, I used this one. So I think I'm going to use that one because I have the Berry Burst and this color combination going on. So I think I'm going to use that one again. But I cut all these guys out so that if I need to fussy cut, my creatures, then I have them ready to go. And so I'm going to cut that guy out with the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So we'll grab that. I mean, I love the fact that Stampin' Up! Gives us designer series paper that coordinates with our suites, and then also allows our dies to cut out images so that we don't have to. If you want to keep something quick, or if you actually want to do coloring, it's up to you. Okay, so we're just going to stagger those plates, and then we're going to go through. And I think I might have missed the edge of that. So we're going to put that back through just in case. No sense in lifting it up to find out that I have to put it through again. All right. So make sure it's stuck in place. I mean, how cute. It just makes me laugh. All right, so we'll put that back in the bin so I do not lose my die. And we'll put that back. Okay, so then now we're going to color the inside of our card, just because I like to make sure that the inside is as beautiful as the outside. Now, if you noticed in the stamp set, we got bubbles. I lost my two. I don't know where they're at, and I have to find them, because I have yet to lose a stamp or a die, and I am not a happy camper until I find my guy. And yeah, it's my stamp, and it's you know, that big, so it's not that big. So I don't know what it got stuck to. Grr. All right, so we're going to take the Summer Splash. Now this is a beautiful ink color, and this is our coral. That's going to go right there. Now if you don't have this color as an ink color, it's a lot of fun. All right, and then we're going to do the Lemon Lime Twist. And this is our seaweed. And then we have the Berry Burst. That's going to be the greeting on the inside of our card. That's going to say, thanks so much. And I'm going to grab I forgot my Stampin' Piercing mat, because I really like the images that it gives you. It's nice, and it helps with the inked image. And I'm going to flip my bubbles around. Okay, so there we go, the inside of our card. Whoa. And I almost thought I stuck my fingers in there. Okay, so then now we're going to clean that off. And then we're going to do the Versamark. And we're going to heat set with black. And then we're going to put this together. Ooh, that one, there's a little bit of color on the block, so I clean that off. All right. All nice and clean. Okay. Let's see if I made sure I get that cleaned off well. There we go. Okay. It's well loved. Okay, so we can put these back in the bin. All right, so now add this to the inside of the card because it looks good. We didn't mess it up. So always stamp the inside of your card first, so that way if you make a boo-boo, you can flip it over. Because Stampin' Up! Stampin' Up! Paper is really good about not being able to see through the other side. I love the fact that we could do that. All right, so this here says hello friend, and we're going to take that and ink that up in Versamark. Now I'm going to grab a piece of scrap piece of paper here, and I'm going to use the embossing buddy from the tray. What comes in that tray, the embossing editions kit, is the reversible tweezers and the brush, and then the tray. And so this, and the embossing buddy. So I also want to use the embossing buddy on the inside of my tray, because I live in Minnesota and we are very staticky here in the winter. So I like to use that on there as well. Kind of helps the bits go back into the container that the embossing powder sits, which is the Wow. This is really good embossing powder that Stampin' Up! Sells. The Wow has two different kinds. It is metallics, which is copper, silver, and gold. And then we have the basics, which is clear, white, and black. And so we're going to use Hello Friend, and we're going to emboss that on in Versamark, and that is going to go on here, and then let that sit there for a second. And then we're going to close that up, because you want to keep your embossing powder away from that. And I'm actually going to get my reverse tweezers out, because I find it's easier for me to hold this at the same time and then dump that on. And then flick that off and get any excess off. Okay, so we're going to use that tiny paintbrush that I use. And I'm actually going to take the reverse tweezers off, because then it's not so bouncy. And it helps me with my getting off that excess, because you don't want to have any powder where you don't want it, because once you heat it up, it is going to stay. Okay, and then we'll flip that over, and we'll get that right there. There we go, we're almost done. Now you can set this down and let that sit for a few minutes if you want, and go answer a phone call if somebody, calls you. But the thing is that if something swipes it, then you're going to have to reapply. I'm just going to let this sit here for, like this. I'm going to put that back in so I don't have to take more of your time. But I need to grab my heat tool. And we're going to plug that in. And then we're going to get that reversible tweezers going, because this is the perfect time to use that, to hold it. And then get rid of that scrap piece of paper. And then I'm going to turn this on and heat it and just let it warm up. And then I'm going to heat it so that you could see. And it's going to become nice and shiny. Oops. No. And see if you could see that happening. There it goes. Heat that up. And it doesn't take very long. It's really quick. All right, and so then now we're just going to hit it from the front side. Make sure everybody's got heated up nicely, and we're done. That's how quick and easy it is. Now make sure that when you are done heat embossing, you unplug your tool, because you do not want it to fall down on the floor and accidentally start a fire. If it, you're not there and it falls on the floor and it continues to heat, it could start a fire. So I always unplug my tool. All right, so that is actually ready to go. And where'd my original card go? Under the heat embossing tool. There we go. Okay, so we're just going to take that and we're going to do just quick snips. I mean, I'm not worried about going straight right now because I'm pretty straight this way and that way. So I'm pretty sure I am straight on here. All right, so we'll just get rid of that. And now we're going to assemble. Okay, so we're going to take these guys. All right, so we're going to put adhesive on the back side and put that on top of the berry burst. And then we're going to take our crab and we're just going to do the main body. And we're going to put him on sideways. Okay, just like that. And then the greeting is going to go on dimensionals. And I think we're going to do little ones just because, come on. Let's see. Yep. We'll go 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we're going to kind of stab and grab those backings. And then we're going to put that right on here. And it's not going to go straight. I mean, completely. I mean, I want it hanging off a little bit. Okay. All right. So then we're going to put our crab on our side over here. And we're only going to put adhesive on the side. All right, so we're going to stab and grab those backings again at a slight angle. Come on, let's go. All right. Oops. No. Okay, so then we're going to put that all the way over to the side here. Okay, and then that is a back flap fold. Okay, and then we're going to take those embellishments. Now, where did I put those? I think they're on my table. Yep, there they are. I mean, I knew I was going to use them again. Okay, not again. I mean, haven't used them at all yet. Okay, so we're going to take, I'm going to put this under the white so you could see better. So we're going to do a big one, a big summer splash down at the bottom. And then we're going to do a, let's see, how about a big orange one, pumpkin pie. And we'll put that one right there. And then we'll do a small Melon Mambo, and we'll do that one right there. So we're using all three colors on there. And then we're going to do the Wink of Stella. We're going to kind of do just the chunky parts of the thanks. All right, and then we're going to swipe that off again and clean that up. And then we're going to do the lime green. Try not to hit the berry burst, because that color will definitely run into it and bleed. So we're just doing the Summer Splash and the lemon lime twist. Okay, and then we'll clean that off, and we're ready for the next card. So what do you think? I mean, isn't that fun to use the Designer Series paper? And I mean, it's a simple layout, but it's a fun fold, something different, and the colors just make it so beautiful. Okay, so that is card number 4. Now, the last card was a card that I did for a Facebook Live, and not too long ago, and I showed how to put it together. And then I said to myself, hey, this would be a fun card to do for my stamp camp. And so I did. And so I changed the color. So I'm actually going to do the one that I changed the color for. And then that way I could have another winner. So if you've seen this one put together, you don't have to hang around, but you could certainly watch it. And let me get that going. And I received a card, and I want to share that with everybody. This is a card from lady that I met at one of the stamping events, and her name is Irene. And I went out to her house, and I delivered a catalog to her. And she has sent me, she sent me a Christmas card, and then she sent me this card. And it is super cute, and so I wanted to share that. So let me just get my stuff out of the way here. Everything's falling. All right. Okay, so this is the card that Irene sent me, and not necessarily all Stampin' Up! Product, but I thought that it was a very beautiful layout, and she did a great job decorating it. I mean, like, how cute. And then these are her puppies that she had sent me, the picture of Pippin and Mackenzie. So I just thought that was adorable, so I thought I would share. Okay, so thank you, Irene, very much for my beautiful card and the cute puppies. Okay, so let me show you the original card, and but actually I'm going to show you the color scheme. So this is everything that went in to make that card, and so we are using the beautiful butterfly. Now this was something that Stampin' Up! Added to the celebration offerings, so that you can pick that as a free item when your subtotal is $60. We're also going to be using the purple adhesive backed sequins as well, and then the dies that go with this beautiful butterfly dies. Oh my goodness, as you can see, there's not that many sitting here, so that means we're going to be using them. And so let me just kind of show you the color scheme. And so I can, we're also using the beautiful bokeh designer series paper. This is Bokeh. This beautiful paper is in that suite, so we're going to be playing with that as well. And all right, I'm going to get rid of this so I have more space on my table. Okay. And then also we're going to be using today the Berry Burst, Old Olive, and White. These are the Glimmer specialty paper that is available online. It is also on the last chance list, so there might be a chance that's even on a discount, so go check that out. And I need to plug my phone in because my phone said 5% battery level, so hopefully, come on, there we go. So hopefully that doesn't hang out in the middle of the screen. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be using lots of the beautiful Bokeh. Now, these two designer series, or these two glimmer papers used to be white, and I colored them using the Calypso Coral and the blending brush, and now it's Calypso Coral. Isn't that cool? Okay, then also we are using that inside. I have the beautiful ribbon that is, I already made a bow for everybody, and that is let's see here, called the Iridescent Ribbon, and so I made that bow, and okay, so we also have 6 half-inch strips of the window sheets. Here's more of that Bokeh, piece of Calypso Coral, and then a piece of basic white, another piece of that beautiful Bokeh, 2 pieces of fresh freesia, and Calypso Coral. So this, and another piece of this specialty paper. Okay, so let's show you the card. This is the card that I made using Berry Burst and fresh freesia. So we're going to take that and we're going to do that in the different color scheme. So I just thought I would show that to you. And if you've seen that already, go ahead and cut out if you want. If you want to watch it, go ahead. But I just wanted to give everybody a chance to see what's going on. Okay, so we're going to be doing some stamping and some die cutting and some putting together. So I just want to give all my bits and pieces out so I know what I'm die cutting and what I need to stamp. So we're going to use the Calypso Coral on this. Now this is going to have to go into that folder, which I put where? Like I said, I need to keep things. There's a folder, and I had it in the wrong spot, so I moved it. There it is. All right, so this is a hybrid embossing folder. So it actually die cuts and it embosses at the same time. So it's like super cool. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to die cut this beautiful piece right there. So we're going to die cut that. This does not get die cut. This actually gets stamped. And designer series paper is going to get added to that, so we might as well. Actually, let's just do that right now. So seeing as how we have that available to us right now. Okay, so the inside of the card is going to say, "So thankful," and then for you. And I don't know. There we go. So thankful. And then for you. I need that block. Come on, let's go. We'll just put that on like that. All right, so we're going to do So Thankful in the Memento. And that is going to go, oops, right up there. And I need, I put that. And we're going to do Fresh Freesia for the For You. And that is going to go right under there. Okay. And then we'll close that up. All right, so I got my dies. I forgot these dies. Take everything out of my bins so I know where it's at. Okay. And then, you know what? I'm going to change that. We're going to do the For You. I had clips of coral for that, and I forgot that I did that. All right, so we're going to do the For You. Sorry, I changed my mind. Because, you know, when you stamp, you could do that. Okay. So we're going to put that right there. And I don't like that. So I'm going to cut a piece of basic white. Two, 5. There we go, 5 and 3 3/4. All right, so we're going to do that again. There. There. Okay, so now we're going to do that in Calypso Coral, because I forgot when I changed the color of this. All right. There we go, For You. Okay, so then now we're going to take this piece here. Oops, and not that. We're going to grab the silicone mat, and we're going to grab this beautiful bokeh designer series paper. Okay, so we're going to put adhesive on the back side of this. And then we're going to come in and we're going to put a slight amount, just like that. And then now we're going to add more adhesive so that it gets on there. And we're going to put that at the bottom. Just like that. And then now we're going to snip that off. And then that's the inside of our card. Now, how pretty is that? And that is going to go on this right here. So we might as well add that right on. So we have that nice, there we go. Okay, so that's ready. And then this here is going to go on the front of this. So that is going to go like that. So I don't want to forget, because otherwise I can forget things. And so we're going to put this on the proper way. And okay. There we go, just like that. We're going to snip that off. Now I had another piece of that iridescent white that we had, and I completely forgot to cut that second piece. So where did I put that? Right here. So this is 6 inches. So I'm just going to take a little snippet off the top. Because we're going to have a little snippet on the inside. So I would like the same piece on the front, okay? And it brings that color. You notice how it takes on the freesia color. I really, really like the fact that it did that. All right, so now where did my adhesive go? When my desk is a mess, I have a hard time seeing where everything went. So that's why it looks like I'm always constantly looking for something, because I really am. Okay, so now we're done snipping that off the side there. Okay. Okay, so then now we're done with the front part of the card for now, because we have some stamping to do, and then we have to cut, die cut. So we're going to grab the memento, and we're going to stamp our butterfly, and we're going to do one in the bokeh, and then we're going to do one that it's kind of a mixed, kind of like a paint splatter. I really don't know what the word is for this one, but I really love the fact that they're like that. All right, and so then now we need to do the side butterfly. And we're going to die cut that out. Okay, I think we have that all cut out like we need to. And we're going to clean off the butterflies and the greetings. Now, my friend, she was like super in, when she came over last night, she said that she would have never thought by looking at this card that she could put this together. And she said it looks a lot harder than it is, and it truly is. Because she's not a fussy kind of person when it comes to cutting, and so she loved it. Very surprised, she said. Okay, so now we're going to grab the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine, and we're going to do a bunch of die cutting, and then we'll put together. All right. Oops, I'm sorry, Benji. My cat likes to sleep underneath the chair in my stamp room, and I did not know that, because my chair is not at my desk right now because I'm sitting, I'm standing. So he was sitting underneath it, and I'm like, I moved my chair on Benji, and I'm like, poor kitty. Okay, so let's do the hybrid embossing folder. If you do not have one of these, get one, because they're so fun. It can, first of all, it can die cut this whole, or it can emboss this whole thing. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do one. I'm just going to get a 1/4 sheet of cardstock. And then I'll show you what it looks like for the whole thing. How about pretty in pink? Because you do not get how stunningly beautiful this piece is. So we're going to line it up. We're going to use this line right here that Stampin' Up! Provides. And then we're going to put that in there. And then we're going to use number 4. And we're just going to line that through. We're not going to use this piece, but I just kind of want to show you what it looks like embossed. The whole thing. Because the detail is just stunning. I mean, look at that. And you have the background, the dots, and everything. And and that's the back side. I mean, you can use front or back. So it's really, really beautiful. Okay, so then now we're going to actually take this and we're going to open it up. Okay, so Stampin' Up!, that is the front part of your embossing folder. So take the die and it just slides right into place. And you know, by moving it around, it's kind of stuck. Okay, then you're going to take the cardstock and you're just going to kind of put that over and then flip that over. And by looking at it, by flipping it over, you'll be able to tell that it's going to cut out and emboss all that intricate design. And just put number 4 right on top and then put that through. And that is what the butterfly looks like. I mean, super beautiful. And if you wanted to, you could cut that out and use that as a window. All right, so we're going to put the butterfly back in its bin, and we're done with the folder. Now we're going to put the rest of the plates. So we're going to plate number 1, number 2, the adapter. We're going to put the cutting plate on the bottom, and then we're going to put all our pieces on. We're going to try to do it all at the same time. And then we're going to have to come back and die cut extra pieces just because some things take more time. And then we're going to cut out and once this card is put together, you're going to be amazed at like, wow, I did that. And then somebody, whoever's going to receive this card, is going to be like, so cool. You made that card. So let's see here. So we're going to have to go back in a couple times. And you know what? This one, I'm gonna put together, and we're gonna cut both butterflies out at the same time because we can. All right, we're gonna put the plate on top, and we're gonna have to come back. All right. All right, I cut out both of those butterflies. Okay. And then we're going to need to cut out one of those. All right. All those small intricate pieces. Okay. And then we'll use the people poker to poke out our butterfly. Look at the shading on that. Cynthia, welcome. All right, and so then we have all these excess pieces out. I am actually going to just... I don't like taking the time on the video to do that, but if you leave them in and then you forget to cut out these pieces of paper, it's going to hinder your next card. So we're just going to leave that. Okay, so then look at that butterfly. All right, I might just do that with the die cutting brush because it's just going to be so much easier to die cut and get all the little bits and pieces out. With the die brush, it'll be a lot simpler, not taking up as much time. All right, so that butterfly is already done, so we can reuse that. All right, so I'm just going to use my Pampered Chef scraper and put that back in the bottom. Throw that away. All right, so then now this butterfly gets cut out by this one. And we'll reuse that Post-it note. And this butterfly gets cut out by this one. And we'll have to make one more round. And then we'll have everybody cut out all at the same time. All right. This is going to be a wow card that really doesn't take a lot of time. But whoever wins this card is going to love it. And they can be able to send it to somebody for a thank you card. All right, so one more butterfly we need to cut out, and that is the big one. And so if you know somebody who loves butterflies, this card would be perfect for them. All right, and like I said, there are just a couple different ways to enter to win. Number one, just leave a thumbs up or a heart. That gets your name entered to win one of these 5 cards. Leave a comment. All you have to do is say hi. And that is 2 different ways. And the third way is to share this on your timeline. There might be somebody on your timeline that hasn't touched their crafting supplies in a while, and they might be inspired. Or somebody doesn't know what stamping is all about and card making, paper crafting, and introducing my name to them. You're helping me out. So that goes into drawing twice. Now this is the die brush. And it takes all of the parts, sometimes all of the parts, and it makes it so that it's a lot easier to take all those extra pieces out with the stamp, the Take Your Pick tool. Okay, so we're just gonna take that over to the side, dump it over into the trash bin, just like that. I'm gonna put the lid back on. And I save it that way and protect them from my cats. All right, and I'm going to put the dies back in their bin so I do not lose them. So nobody likes a lost bin or a lost die. All right, so we're going to put these together. First of all, we're going to put those off to the side, and we're going to grab the silicone mat. And we're going to be using quite a few of the mini glue dots for this particular card. And the pieces of window sheet that you do not see because they're window sheets. However, we're going to take these two pieces of butterfly and where do my mini glue dots go? There they are. Okay, so we're going to take these butterflies and we're going to attach them to the mini glue dot. Carolyn, you didn't have to do that. There we go. This is the fifth and last card. Okay, so welcome back, my dear. All right, so this is the butterfly, and so the idea is to leave it so that the wings are attached, but they're mobile. Okay, so now we're going to take these butterflies and we're going to set them in the card kind of the way I want them to sit, because I don't want my butterflies to all stand up straight, because butterflies do not fly straight. They flitter. And so I'm going to take this here. This is a mini glue dot, and I'm going to flip it upside down, and I'm going to place my butterfly on there, just like that. So again, I'm going to grab a mini glue dot, the next one in line, lift that up, flip it upside down, and I'm going to grab my butterfly and stick it like that. Okay. Then this butterfly, it's going to go, I'm going to grab that mini glue dot, flip it upside down, and I'm going to grab my butterfly and stick it on there like that. Kind of looks like a monarch almost. I kind of like this color combination better than the first one I did. But I really, really like the coral and the fresh freesia together. And that just really makes me happy. That's okay, Carolyn. You can always come back and watch the replay. Fast forward to, all the speaking spots and all the blah, blah, blah. All right. All right, so we're going to put that kind of here. And then one more butterfly. And then again, take that upside down. And this butterfly is going to kind of go this way. All right, so we're going to kind of organize the butterflies kind of the way I want them, so I know how to stick them in the card. And it doesn't matter if they overlap at all, because it's okay. So this is kind of how I want them, kind of, okay? We're going to take a piece of tear and tape, and this is the top part. This is the lid, okay? So it's going to open like this, and the tear and tape is going to go on here, and it's going to go all the way to the end, and I'm going to use my Pampered Chef scraper thingy, and that is going to burnish and put that down so I can grab that a lot easier. Okay, so I'm going to take my first butterfly and I'm going to line that up right there. And then I'm going to take this butterfly and put that right there. And then this one is going to go right there. This is going to be a low-hanging butterfly. And the last one. Just like that. Okay. So then now we're going to take that, we're going to flip that over, okay? And we're going to cut off all the extra window sheets. Now you can save these bits for the next card, because you certainly do not need to make all of them the same height. Okay, so we're going to save those bits. So those will go in my scrap bit. Okay, and so now that's the front part of the card, or the lid part of the card. Now this part of the card is the bottom. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to grab the tear and tape, and just use my peppered chef thingy and burnish that. Use my take your pick tool and grab that backing off. And we're going to line these two together. And I'm a little bit... It is a wild card. And it actually... Vicki said this is not anything she ever thought that she would make. By just looking at it, she says that... She's like, wow. Now mine are off a little bit. But nobody's going to pay attention. So we'll just snip that off the side. And then we're going to put this on the coral, the Calypso coral. You know what? I'm going to snip that off too. There we go. All right. So then now we're going to put that on. And this butterfly right here is going to get a mini glue dot. I'm just kind of rolling it up. So there we go. And that's going to go right on top. And then we're going to put this with dimensionals. Well, that's cool, Carolyn. Ladybugs and dragonflies. I like that. All right, so we're going to stab and grab that. Oops. And we're going to put that... Whoa, 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 whoa. I just got really dizzy. Okay. So that is going to go like that. And our bow is going to go right here. And we're going to stamp hello on the front part of the card. Okay, I'm going to clean that off. And we're going to grab the all right. Where did I put those? There we go. The purple adhesive backed dots. Now we're going to put 7 of them on here. And I'm going to put my lid back on my people poker. Okay, so we're going to take that off. I'll go 1. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oops, where did it go? Come on. Come on off. There. It didn't want to come off. All right, and then the inside of the card, we're going to put that right there. Okay. So these are the sequins that can be free with a $60 purchase. All right, so then now we're going to use the Wink of Stella, and we're just going to kind of, this is designer series paper, so it's not going to bleed, but we're just going to kind of hit the darker areas of the butterfly. And then we're going to do the overlay. Of that beautiful bokeh paper. Okay. So what do you think? So that is the card, and this is the original card. This was the Facebook Live that we did for number 378. But then I changed up the color scheme so that the people who came to my stamp camp would be able to make this color. And so step out, you know, make your butterflies, you know, pop up a little bit. And so, I mean, isn't that pretty? So I used the Calypso Coral and changed the color of the white to go with a lighter Calypso Coral so that it coordinates. And the Berry Burst already comes in with this in the online exclusives, but that, don't forget, that's also in the last chance list, that glimmer paper for the online exclusives. Okay, so let's get all the cards in here. So this is card number 1. Using the free Celebration Seagulls. This is card number 2 using the Darling Dinos. Card number 3 is the terrific Toadstools using the Celebration Designer Series paper and the adhesive backed gems. Card number 4 is a fun fold. And card number 5. So what do you think? Which one is your favorite? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Leave your choice in the area, in the comments below. All right. So I want to say thank you so much for hanging out with me on a Saturday afternoon into evening and watching me put together this stamp camp. And I want to say thank you very much for enjoying, liking, leaving a comment, and sharing. I appreciate all your help when it comes to watching my videos. And share this with all your friends so that you can get entered into the drawing. And it'll take a little while for me to get all the drawings picked, just because I have things that I have to get caught up on from being sick. And plus I have to start getting my event, start to chop up paper and stuff and get that ready. So thank you very much for hanging out with me today on a Saturday afternoon. Hopefully I'll be back tomorrow with one new card, so it won't take as long. But thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. 1 and 4. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know I have a knack for doing that. My friend comes to the stamp camps and she knows now that to not come with a wish list, because I also give her extra ideas. Thank you. Yes. I can't wait for you to make them either. So let me know when that will be. And I'll have the packets ready for you. All right. Have a great weekend.